Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be finishing up the knife forged from bandsaw blades and 1095 steel. If you haven't seen the first part, go check that out. Last time I finished forge welding both steels into one solid piece. Now I'm going to be shaping it and finishing up the knife. When I was hammering this, I had it pretty thin already, but it wasn't long enough, so I need to flip it over on the side and hammer it. This will lengthen it, but it also, because it is thin, it wants to fold over on itself. So I just keep doing it, making it a little bit wider and longer. I went to the grinder, cleaned it up a little bit, just make sure all the welds were still holding, and they were. So now I'm going to get some more length out of it. Once I'm happy with the length, then I'm going to start getting the shape. I'm starting to forge in the tip. And while I'm doing this, I'm also going to be lengthening it some more. I ended up making the knife a little bit shorter than I wanted. When it was in the forge, it almost looked like a gelatin consistency over some of the knife. I didn't know if that was the bandsaw blades. They were melting. Never seen it before. So I ended up with a little bit of a shorter knife. The next time I try this, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'll probably weld all the bandsaw blades together at once, and then I'll forge weld the two pieces of steel. I think that'll help. They were just too thin by themselves. I'm trying to get the tang out a little bit longer. And I also want to have it slightly curved forward, so I was hammering it on the horn of the anvil just to curve it downwards. I'm going to go to the grinder now. There's a couple places you can see that they're not totally solid, but that's okay. It's only on the surface, so I'll be able to grind that out. First, I'm gonna use the flat disc on my angle grinder, get it nice and clean so I can see what I'm gonna be working with. Make sure there's no delaminations, no parts lifting up. I'm going to get more of the shape that I want in the tip, any places that I couldn't get on with the forge. I'm going to use my homemade jig to flatten both sides, make sure the knife's totally straight, and then grind halfway on each side. I spray where the edge of the blade is going to be with spray paint. I draw a line right down the center, so I know just how far I need to grind on both sides. I'm trying to use my drill press to drill holes for the pins, but it just won't drill through. And I didn't know why at first. Then I remembered that stainless steel, it air hardens. The bandsaw blades were stainless, and I just couldn't drill through it, so I ended up just making as many divots as I could. I was looking to see if I could see any patterns. You can't see it in the camera. I could see very faint lines going through. So after I dip it in the acid to bring out the different layers, you should really be able to see it. I used to dip a hot piece of steel in my oil to preheat it, but now I'm using this stove to get the temperature just right. So it's 52 degrees right now. I need it around 130. So in between the thermal cycles, I'm going to be testing the temperature so that when I do quench the blade, it's just where I want it. Now it's 98 degrees. It's getting closer. At 116. Right when I quenched it was around 135. I want it between 130 and 150. That was perfect. I didn't know it was going to happen because to heat treat stainless, it's a different process than heat treat high carbon. It was very straight. You can hear the file skating across it. It wasn't grabbing onto the steel. That's just what you want. Now grinding it, I can see the sparks are different because it's hardened. Getting more of a flowering of sparks. There's a lot more sparks. And any other knife that I've made, I've never seen that many sparks. Now I'm going to take it on my 600 grit belt. Then I'm using the Scotch-Brite belt. I want to really get the surface clean. This will help with the etch. You can see a little bit of the pattern in there. This is the ferric chloride. It's 50% ferric chloride, 50% water. I'm going to leave that in there about 40 minutes. We'll see what kind of pattern I've got. Looking at it right after I dipped it, I can see the pattern a little bit, but it really wasn't what I wanted. So I'm going to use some steel wool. See if I can bring it out some more. I still couldn't really see it with steel wool, so I'm going to go to my Scotch-Brite belt and see if that brings it out. It's still really faint. I can see the lines. I want to see them a lot better. This is after using the Scotch-Brite belt. You can see them a lot better now. Because I couldn't get the holes for the pins, I'm just going to use paracord. The next knife that I do, I learned a lot doing this one. So the next one I'm going to be attaching scales. And I think on the next time I try this, instead of doing the whole knife, with different steels, I'm going to be just doing the blade. That pattern looks really cool. This is 10 layers. If I do more layers, I have a lot more pattern going on, but this is kind of cool. It's more spread out with a lower layer. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video.